Hi guys, sorry. Big heavy sighs. Here I am. Hi, Lexi. Sorry. I was coming. I got this on. Kind of like this scarf. I really do. It's this Lululemon scarf, and it's just I don't know. It's black. It goes with everything. It's one of those things. Hey, Shar. Love that. Love that. So there we go. I was dancing. It's a very, thank you. I found it in a park. I love it when I find shit in a park. So, welcome. Hey, Declan, welcome. Yeah, it's my grandson's birthday. He's 9. I can't, I remember the day he was born. I remember holding him the whole bit, bringing him home. It's a good day. And I put up buy me a coffee and a cookie for Mateus. So if you want to help out and buy me a coffee and a cookie for Mateus, awesome. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. And thank you. And I'm gonna call out Charlene because Charlene has helped out with that as well. So thank you. Charlene has she's really, and Declan and Lexi, all of you guys are just such a fabulous support system for me. And sometimes you don't even know, you just don't even know the little things that you do and how much they are greatly appreciated or come in at a time when it's like a drought. A drought. And that's what happened yesterday. It was like a drought, you know, and I was feeling yesterday, I was feeling such gratitude, yet feeling the heaviness with things, right? And feeling such heaviness. And no, you spelled it right. Lexi, most people don't, but you spelled it right. Feeling such heaviness with everything. And it's and I was explaining that yesterday. It's that constant, like, it's that dread. Here we go. And we're not the only ones in the pot, right? There's a lot of people. Dollar stores in the United States are closing. Now, when you start seeing something like the dollar store closing, it's like, what the hell? It's a dollar store. But the ones that are staying open, they have to, a lot of their stuff is $5. It's not a dollar store. Walmart has stopped their, Walmart's Visa or MasterCard that they had was with Citibank, with one of the biggest ones for getting a visa and stuff for people to get a visa. Their partnership has ended. So, there's something up. And so many people are unable to make their regular Visa, MasterCard payments right now. And it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I was saying, if you're able to get yourself out of debt, get yourself out of debt. If you're able to, you know, if you are privileged or honored right now to continue a financial income right now, it's the economy's changing and it's going to change quickly. And we're going to get into a little bit with the astrology. Um, Things are going to change very rapidly, in the way that we spend our money, in the way that we do things. I was privy to some info yesterday, and it just fucking this just like gets me so angry, so angry. There's so many people that need food, that need things, yet the manipulation of the corporations is, we know it's there, but when you see it so fucking blatantly, and the excuses that they make are like outrageous. Like, okay, Mary, speak so you don't sound like you're, "Ugh, I'm a valley girl. Yeah. Ooh, cool." Um, when you see a big grocery chain, huge one, a big one, fairly big, and they're probably not the only ones. It's just the one that I was privy to. have issues with their computer system for quite some time, over a month, and have to bring their products in from another province, from another warehouse in another province. Yet their warehouse that they have within this province is having issues. And then all of a sudden, they are unable to ship such products to stores. Hence, they have to either give it away in some way, and which they do, which is absolutely there's a program that they work with, and they do that, which is absolutely fabulous. Yet, I don't think they're the only ones, and not every grocery chain is part of a program to send their produce out or send their meat out. This is not $1,000. This is tens of thousands of dollars of product that is being marked out. And, and it just boggles my mind. It boggles my mind because I know they're not the only ones. And I know call me a conspiracy theorist, you know, which I am. I I fully admit it. Welcome to my 12-step conspiracy theory program. Welcome, everybody. My name is Mary June Tracy, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. I wear tin hats, and I'm outsourcing an armadillo helmet so that the rays will not penetrate my brain anymore. You think about that. Years ago when you saw that, right? You saw that in the movies, and the guy wearing a tinfoil hat and the armadillo, and then he'd stay in his bunker, and you're like, oh, ha, 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 that's so crazy. You're like, uh, is it? I don't think it's crazy anymore. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. It's like, you have to be to see outside. Yes, you're absolutely to see outside the blinders. And so this is what the epiphany, or this is what I started, because doing I was doing a meditation, received other information of things that are coming in. Then as I was doing this, and I was and this is how it works. It probably works for you too. It's like all of a sudden you're doing something, then poof, and all this information comes in. And that's what started to come in. Is all this information started to come in. And I'm like, okay, well, I know that there's a lot of energy. There's Aquarius energy coming in. We're in Gemini. So the air energy is really moving. So a lot of stuff can come in, a lot of information come in. Mercury is getting very close to Uranus, and with Mercury getting close to Uranus, and they're going to have their conjunction, is that this is about transformational. This is about change. This is about information and change that's going to happen within this world, this mundane world. It will lead us to a higher place and a better place. But in that change and in that disruption that is happening, it is going to bring forth a catastrophic implications upon our world. And when I when it comes to these big conglomerates, especially when it comes to the grocery stores, they're all tied together. They all know each other. Like, they all know each other, right? So they all are kind of in. They all, they have their own little trademark secrets or whatever bullshit. But they all basically, when it comes to the money part and what they're doing, and in alignment with our federal government, because you got to think, what the fuck were they discussing when they went to Ottawa, right? I don't know. Did we get the minutes of the meeting? No, we did not. They were told, like, you got to lower prices for everybody. You guys are just being greedy. Okay. Or were they told, you know what, you got to do something because you got to We don't want people eating certain things anymore. So we need you to do something so that people are not going to, freak out about because your freezer went down or your computer system got hacked or something along that line, and you're unable to get whatever it is within your store. So you're going to be shorted out, and being shorted out, that means in bringing it in from somewhere else, that means the price has to go up. And with those prices going up, then all of a sudden people aren't going to buy that. So we're going to bring in another product that's cheaper because people have to eat, right? We're going to bring in something cheaper so people can eat. And this is where the craziness starts coming in. And that's, the craziness is that this is where Uranus in Taurus starts to say, are you paying attention? Are you really looking at this? And again, this is where you start to get in contact with your local farmers and start buying locally. The thing is that, yeah, there's going to be an extra price to that. But the thing is that if more people start going towards that, the prices aren't going to go skyrocketing. The reason why the prices are so much, especially for the farmers, is that the money they have to pay to not only feed their animals and keep things, keep their animals healthy and happy and everything else. But if more people start to support them, it's not going to be as expensive because they're going to have the financial money, the income to be able to do that, and to be hopefully maybe do something differently or outsource it differently. Whoa. And I was just like, holy shit. I mean, but it's one where, because people are hurting so bad. I mean, put it this way, if you have lived in your house for quite some time and you had to sell it, there's no way in hell you would be able to afford the mortgage on a new house. And those who are entering into mortgages now are entering into something with that, unless they have an extremely good steady income, there's no way in hell they're going to be able to afford the home that they're in. And some of us are, some people are very, they might be in a home that they inherited. And a lot of times, if you're in that home that you inherited, if you had to sell it and move or what have you, you're not going to get the money, or you're not going to be able to do what it is that you want to do unless you're really downsizing. And then if, to downsize to somewhere else, or you're moving out of the fucking country. To think outside the box, buy deer, elk, moose license if you're lucky to be able to be drawn, and give it to a person who can hunt for you. This will help your deep freezer. Yeah. And if you're able to be able to do that, that's absolutely, if you're able to hunt, if you're a hunter, awesome. If you're a fisherman, great. Um on average, but really this is like looking at the average person, they can't do that. That's where the shit is. They can't do that. I was watching a young boy who is a Jewish boy. He goes to Princeton. His family is an immigrant from Israel. They came there. Um, he's been living in the United States for he came over as a young boy. His mom right now is in back home in Israel. And she called him, and he, started talking to her in Hebrew. And then some people on campus heard, and they started threatening him. And he goes, I feel my life is threatened. Now, he went to the dean, he went to the president of the school, and he went to the police. And because these people had masks and everything on them, there's no way of identifying them. There's nothing that the police can do. There's nothing that the dean can do, kind of thing. This is where, because, and I'm, taking him as an example, is that, I'm a law-abiding citizen. What am I to do? Carry bear spray. That's what he was told by this coalition, saying, carry bear spray. Train yourself in order to learn how to fight, because nobody out there is going to be able to protect you. The thing is, we have a generation, we have a population of people that don't know how. They don't know how. As much as I speak about it and talk about it, it's like they don't know how to fend for themselves. They don't know how to hunt. They don't know how to fish. They don't know how to can. They have no idea how to do these things or how, that's the issue. That's why all of you, even though there might be even 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or how many people come in, think if all of you do a post on canning daily, on how to where's the local market for meat, where's this, if we do that on a daily basis and start really promoting it on all our social medias and really pushing that out, it's going to get to, maybe it's going to get to another person, and then just at the, let them know, repost or post something similar. In doing that, that's going to cause a wave. It's going to cause the ripple. But that's the only way it's going to get out. When we're having such a crisis that's going to happen and an economy that's going to change like nobody has ever seen before. Nobody has ever seen before. Made my community. That's how you learned and made your community. Yeah, you do some fabulous posts, Lisa. Like you do. And I love it when I'm able to repost your posts. When people are canning or doing things like that, it is so imperative. It's so imperative. And and I'm going to say this again, if you are a person who has and continue to have an income, a source of income, know that you are blessed right now. You are fully blessed. And in knowing that you have that, this is so important that you really begin to squirrel away what you can. And not say, oh, next paycheck, oh, maybe tomorrow or no. No, I'm saying it's now. It's now. And it's just so clear. With how things are moving and how things are going to be radically changing in and around us. And everything for us is so clear, like everything that we are given, we're shown within the astrology, within the world around us, it's clear. But for some reason we don't see that clarity, or we don't want to see that clarity, and that's where the catastrophe happens. It's even when we go into the sexuality, when you go into the sexuality of things, when sexuality becomes a perversion, and in that perversion it becomes a diversion, it becomes something other than what it was actually act and intended to, right? When we start to diverse within, when we start to diverse, and we're seeing it within our society with the LGBTQ plus community, I don't give a fuck anymore, we see that perversion come. And I know some of you are going to get offended with what I'm saying, but you see that perversion come when people are unable to actually see who they are sexually. Gender and sex are the same thing, people. When they are unable to identify that way, we agree to disagree, we begin to see the brokenness within society. We start to see how things become the catastrophe, and other things start to break off from that. We have that perversion over here as a diversion. The diversion is like, oh my God, what are they doing over here? As of course, we know that they're doing something else with the other hand and changing everything. And all of a sudden, oh, I'm sorry, we have no chicken today. We have no beef. We have no strawberries. We have no nothing, whatever it is. We start seeing that. And then all of a sudden the prices go up. This is where we need to look at, because we've been shown, yet we still choose the brokenness. We still choose that in our daily life. We still choose some kind of brokenness. And this is where we need to redeem in life of another. This is where we need to get into that Ho'oponopono. You understand life goes on. Life goes on. There's a beautiful transformation that wants to come forth and that we need to step into. And especially as, I'm going to see that Mercury and Uranus conjunction is really going to bring in some huge transformation. Because Mercury is just going to come in, give the information and scoot on into Gemini. But whatever's there, because it's an outer planet, and the outer planet holds the vibration, and it'll hold the vibration longer because it moves slower. So whenever something's happening with an outer planet or a larger planet like Jupiter or even Saturn, it holds the vibration longer because it moves slower. So it's a slow roll in the information that's going to come as we are going to be seeing the disruptions within our world. Okay, and then we are going to start really feeling it emotionally, physically, mentally. And this is where it's like, you see it, you understand it. Now we have to enter into the Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is something that is it's very strong. It is Hawaiian word, and it means I love you, thank you, please forgive me, I'm sorry. It is allowing yourself to take responsibility of things consciously and unconsciously. The things that you are aware of and the things that you may not even know that you're aware of. And when we are taking that responsibility and blessing it and saying, okay, send the blessings where they need to go, and doing the Ho'oponopono, bringing that energy in. And as we bring it in, we can ask, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to say? Direct me. I trust in you, O divine Lord, Lady, to watch over and bless me along my way. I have so many blessings and offerings. Thank you for showing me through my whatever it is. And it could be, you might be, if you have a lack when it comes to money, well, then you have an understanding what it is. You have a gift. If you have had a miscarriage, you have an understanding of that loss. You have a gift. If you have lost a loved one and gone through heavy grief, you have a gift. And all of those are gifts of something we can share with others and help with others. It is in turning that catastrophe, that horrific or whatever it is within our life, and turning it around, because that's the gift. That's what we come in, and then we step into those new values, which Uranus is trying to give us in Taurus. And try and having us to begin to explore that, to understand that. Many times we get stuck in what it is that's happening in our life. And that's where, I felt like, yeah, I was so blessed in so many ways yesterday. And I was so thankful for all the blessings that came to me and the connections that I made yesterday. It was absolutely beautiful. Yet I could feel like within my own self, my own life, like how I am feeling the heaviness and the tragedy and my own catastrophe of trying to move forward, trying to create, trying to build what it is that I want to build. And I've been doing it, I've been doing this for like a long time and feeling like it's like I'm not making headway. And then seeing a light and saying, look at, if you didn't do this, you wouldn't have met this person. If you didn't do this, you wouldn't have been there here. If you didn't do this. And it's those little tiny blessings are the miracles. Those little tiny pieces are the miracles. And that's where our gratitude comes in. And sometimes it is so hard because we feel like we've been cut so many times that we are bleeding so much that it's very difficult for us to really look for that gratitude. But once we start, all of those cuts start to begin to heal. And we are giving ourselves over to the sacredness. We're giving ourselves over to that of the divine. We are blessing the Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. We are blessing that we know consciously and unconsciously. We're bringing forth things that we may not understand or understand why, but it's out of that craziness or that tragedy that has happened or that catastrophe that has happened within our lives and within the world around us that is opening us in order for us to see things more clear and create even more of the abundance that we need. Bless what you have, everything that you have. Bless it, bless it, bless it. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings. I have a blessing. I have a blessing. I have a grandson. That's a blessing. I have a blessing. I have when our Jeep basically got to a point where it was going to cost us over $5,000 plus to get fixed. And there's just no way we could afford that. Even though I was working and everything, to do that and to have it off the road for the amount of time it would take because the electrical system was going on it and there's a bunch of other things that were going on it would cost over 5 grand plus. And I was just like, okay, I don't know what to do. Do we still continue doing payments on this? And or what can I do? Because it's we changed the battery, we changed the alter, we did all the other stuff. There was a whole bunch of other things that were going on that were happening within the Jeep. And I said, okay, I don't know what to do. And I got look for a car, look for a new car, Mary. So I did. And that's how we got our Nissan. It wasn't easy. I just put it out there and said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not, it's not, right? I'll figure out something else. This wouldn't be the first time I've taken the bus to go everywhere in town here, but I would figure it out. And everything fell in place for us to get this vehicle. And the insurance on it and the whole bit and everything else that goes with it. In hindsight, if we sat there and struggled and maybe would have been better off, but just talking to some of the mechanics, they said it just the Jeep was a money pit. We just got a money pit car. So fine. It was beautiful. It did its job for what it did, and it did what it needed for us at that time, and we had to move in to something else. It may not be the perfect thing, it might not be exactly what it is that I would love to drive, but it's a cute little car, it's nice, you know? And every time I get into it, I bless it. I'm thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the thing. That's where we're at because the amount of change that is coming in and how we have to come back into our holiness because we're always holy. We're never unholy. We're always holy. We're always holy and whole. But we may not feel we're holy and whole. We might not feel it because the world around us makes us feel unholy. We step back into that and we step back into our holiness to know that we are holy and whole as beautiful people and stepping into that perfection that the divine has. The divine sees us as perfection because we are the divine image. And in seeing us as within this divine, then we are taking responsibility. That means that we're just not letting people off the hook for doing stupid shit. There's a responsibility. There's a responsibility when you see people say, "Oh, I feel like being a cat." No, you're not a fucking cat. We're going to take responsibility. I don't care if your feelings are hurt. You're not a cat. Well, I'm 9 and I feel like I'm a girl. No, you're not. You're a boy right now. If you feel the same way when you're 25, God bless you, then that's fine. But right now, no. Right now, this is who you are. This is how God made you. God doesn't make mistakes. God does not make mistakes. Man makes mistakes. Man is the one who makes mistakes. There's a reason why you chose to be the way you are. I don't give a shit. You chose that. There's a reason. You come in here and then you take the man's way, then you are choosing man, you're choosing the devil way. And that's a heavy statement to say, I know. I know. But when you start choosing a way that is man's way, that's the devil's way. Man is here to create and to bring forth abundance to the world, to work in harmony and blissfulness with the world. And we know that and we see that. Yet we break away from it. And we don't want to see it. We don't want to do it. We want to do it the man way. We want to do it this way because this is the way I feel. I feel this way, so I know. Well, fuck your feelings. No, that's wrong. Just because you feel that way, that's nice. I understand that's the way you feel. But now it's time to suck it up and understand that there's other things that are going on. Why do you feel that way? What is going on? What are the other things? These questions aren't being asked. Why do you want to fucking identify as a cat? Like, let me slap you. No. It's like, I remember when Mateus was like 3 and he's walking around and trying to pretend to be like the cat. And I'm just like, no, you're not a cat. That's nice that you're pretending, but you're not a cat. I'm not going to be the mother. I wasn't going to be the grandmother or the mother that says, oh, yes, you're a nice kitty. Okay, yeah, there's playtime and pretend and imagination and all of that beautiful things. But then there comes to be a reality. No, you're not going to go around on all fours in my house. God gave you 2 legs. Use your legs. Then you're starting to create the boundaries. Then you're starting to create the truth. And when we start to do that, and yes, people are like, well, it's, we have freedom of thought and freedom of speech. Yes, I'm going to say, yeah, have it. Understand that. But also ask yourself, why are you saying the things you're saying? Why are you believing the things that you're believing? And I've asked myself that. And I said, and it's like, well, the reason why I'm coming to my conclusion is because I'm seeing the chaos and disruptions that's happening. I'm seeing the mental illness that is coming forth from it. And the destruction of our society. I'm seeing when people are coming in and saying, you offend me because this is what you say. Well, I'm sorry, I can't change that, but you know what? Move on, baby, because you're going to be offended no matter what I say. When there is a lack of understanding and education in all of this, it's like, here's a fine thing. And this is going to be controversial too. I know my thing is going to be tagged and it's probably not even going to get uploaded. In the Gaza Strip, they're saying that 32,000 have been killed. All right, 32,000. And they lumped in soldiers. They lumped in everybody in that number. That's what they did. Israel said, I think they said 17,000 soldiers have died since this has begun. This new riff has begun. When you break that number down, it's actually around 19,000 or less of civilians that have been killed on the Gaza Strip, which is, and this is horrible to say, which is horrible, but really isn't a lot with all the shit that's going on in the Middle East and how many people are dying in Afghanistan, in Iran, in Syria, in Yemen. And this is where, because people say just, and whether that number is accurate or not, allegedly, because we know it's coming from the UN. So allegedly, is that truth? I mean, they've already given us some numbers and they were wrong. But that's the thing. It's like, we got to step back. You got to take a look at it and say, what is going on here? Why is this happening with everything? And which way is taking me to my higher self? Which way is going to lead me to my divine? And that's the thing, is like, you may not like the answer, because all of a sudden you're given an answer that you are like, "No, that's not what I want," but that's the truth. That's gonna get you, so you walk down a new road. "Excuses Be Gone" by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Excuses be gone. So you don't go down the same fucking road and fall down the pit. But you're like, "But I don't, maybe I can miss the pit this time. Maybe it just maybe the pit won't be there." Yeah, the pit's still gonna be there. But in order to make the change, it's like with anything, if you want, it's to quit drinking, to quit drugs, to eat differently, to begin to change your diet, to begin to connect with the community, you got to get out there, you got to do something. It's great to be at home and say these things, but if you're not connecting and getting out there and doing it, it means fuck all. And I know each one of you have been doing stuff. Each one of you have been posting some beautiful things. And that's what we got to continue to do. Because social media, like it or not, is a way that we are able to communicate with one another at this time. This is what it is at this time. Will it change? Yeah. I mean, 1997 was 1997, which isn't long ago, right? It wasn't that long ago. 1997 was only 20 some years ago, was when the internet came in. The iPhone's only what, 10 years old or something like that. How many times has it changed? I think it is. But you had the iPad, the iPods and the mini iPods, and then the different color iPods and everything else. The BlackBerry, the chocolate razor, the Google phone, Mac computers used to be started to go into the schools until a lovely man, just a lovely man, just a really lovely man who was the CEO of Microsoft. Now, what's his name? Such a beautiful man. He wears really nice sweaters, you know, cool glasses too, right? Stole an idea from somebody, that was doing things with an apple. And then was able to take and install or create something called Windows. Interesting. And then they got into all the schools because Mac was the first one to be in the schools and started in the schools. But because this lovely man with the sweater was able to do things and was able to take information. I just love this stone. I'm playing with it. I know. I think I got two of them here. Anyways, was able to convince and take the information and then put them into the schools, and found it was easier to use, so they said, than the Mac computer, and less expensive. So he was able to do it at a cheaper price because he got information from somebody. And he may or may not have gotten legally to do what he did. But he does have nice sweaters. And he's kind of like a doctor now and a farmer. So he's got, like he's really smart, like he knows things. You can trust him, you know, with things. Just saying. But but the changes that are going to come, I went off on a tangent there, sorry. But we have this connection that we can utilize. Creep, creep, creep. It isn't Mr. Rogers. So we have this at our disposal to bring in forth the changes, and we can do that. We can do that. And we can do it through our connections with social media and use that in a positive way. Begin to understand what AI is. That's the other thing. Like it or not, understand it. Learn how to utilize it in some basic way. Either even by going in and playing with the art on AI and learning how to create different things with the art, to learning how to use the Chat GPT. AI is installed in everything. And within the next, I think, month, all of iPhones, Macs, and everything will be AI. Everything on there. And I think Google, any Android phone has already had those updates or will be having those updates. So it's there. It's there. It's up to us to learn how to use it and use it in a spiritual way. Just like with the internet, just like with everything else, there's good and bad. I mean, what is it? 18% of us, 18% of the world just utilize the regular web. Many other people are utilizing the other part of the web. But when we learn to utilize something and we begin to take it on as a spiritual tool to help to teach, to connect, to bring forth, miracles start to happen. Connections start to happen. And that's such a beautiful fucking thing. It is. So, on that note, I could go on and on about this, but I don't want to keep you here all day. I've been telling my AI off when they interrupt my conversation. Fuck off, AI. Which is fine. That's good. You know, but it is a part of where we're going. But and especially over the next, when Pluto comes back. Pluto right now is at the end of Aquarius, and we saw a lot of these things that have come out within a short period of time with Pluto in Aquarius. Now Pluto will be going back in September, October, November into 29 degrees of Capricorn. And on that note, you should take my class and join my astrology club. That's what I'm calling it. Come and join my astrology club, where we have monthly I have monthly booklets for each month of the transits. We go through and we talk about your chart and how to read your chart and how to understand the different elements within your chart, the fire, the water, the air, the earth, and how they represent in your chart. And we it's a learning process. We're learning as we are doing this. So we're meeting on 4 Mondays. So we have a June one, and then of course we'll have July and August, September. We'll continue on. It's $75, and in that we meet monthly and we meet live. So if you're wanting to join me on this journey of astrology and learning more of the astrology, beginner, newbie, don't know anything, doesn't matter. It's very, come on in and join me on this journey. So, what do we have? We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of I don't give a fuck just came in. She has knowledge. She knows what she knows. She trusts in what she knows. Yeah, she wants to build the community and she wants to have more. She has that sun. Look at the sunflower. It looks like a sunflower there. So she wants to be, she has the enlightenment that is there, but she's going forth. There's a forthright in what she's doing. She's holding her hand like this with the sword, and the sword is information coming. When it's upright, it's information from the divine. I'm receiving the information from the divine. I'm trusting in the knowledge that I am receiving, and I'm going forth with that knowledge. And I'm coming forth with that knowledge with love and understanding for others. And as I'm coming forth with it, here comes the Hierophant, spirituality. I'm coming forth with the knowledge of spirituality, of love to give to you. The Hierophant is one that is saying, you know what? We have the knowledge. It's coming forth. We have the keys. The keys are there. The keys of knowledge. Now the Hierophant. Coming back. There we go. No, not the Hermit. Not the Chariot. The Hierophant is ruled by Taurus, which this makes sense because it's bringing something down to a foundation. So this is about community, spiritual wisdom, connection. This is where it's like whether to be a teacher, mentor, healer, therapist, spiritual guide, class, program, or community. Now is the time to reach out. So here you got the knowledge to reach out, saying it's time to reach out. And as you reach out, it's like, how can I celebrate my spiritual self? How can I step into this celebration? How am I able to utilize it? Right? And that is so important. So the Hierophant working with the Queen of I don't give a fuck is coming in to say, the knowledge and education is important. Knowledge and education, bringing forth the knowledge of the divine and questioning it, looking at it, and saying, does this fit for me? Is this right for me? Asking questions is very important, not just accepting, because you might hurt somebody's feelings. Well, a lot of people are going to get hurt. They're going to get butt hurt. Oh, don't go there, Mary. And here we got the Ten of Swords. Whew. It's gonna be something that we got to do. And it's not going to be easy. I mean, the Ten of Swords comes in, and it's like, wow, there's a lot there. Are we going to get hurt doing this? Are feelings going to get hurt? Probably. People aren't going to like what you say. People are going to get angry at you. You're going to get angry at them. It's life. The Ten of Swords, it appears during difficult life challenges that are traumatic, disastrous, unexpected, and it can also be indicated of lying or deceit. So we know if we're standing in our truth, things are going to come in that are going to be lying, deceitful, things that are going to come in with our past shadows to light, but they're going to shine a light on it for it to shine. So when we're standing up and we're saying we understand, or we're saying that and bringing that knowledge, or telling people to go to the local farmer and stuff, other people are going to say, no, don't do that. That's wrong. Go to Save On More and Safeway and Costco. So this is going to say, know the hardships, because a new phase is coming forth. The hardships are there. The hardships are just going to get harder. And in them getting harder, that means you have to learn to get your strength. You need to carry your bear spray. You got to get a thicker skin, because people are going to get pissed off at you. You can't get emotional about it. And this is an illumination. This brings in an illumination and strength through it all. And it's coming down, and it's within this earth. It is so important. It is within this earth. And the keys are there for us. We just have to accept the keys, accept the challenge, because that's the biggest one, is in accepting that challenge. So if you are wanting to book a reading, get a hold of me. I will be in Manville this weekend. I will be leaving. I think I'm going to be leaving Friday night. I got to get a hotel room or something. I haven't booked one. I'll book one once my pension comes in tomorrow. So booking a place. I'll be in Manville Saturday at the Shine Psychic Fair. And if you have not been there, definitely, if you're in that area, Manville, definitely come out and join me and come out and see me. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. And yeah. And then on the Monday, we start the Astrology Club. So we have the Astrology Club coming up. We got level 2 Reiki that's going to be coming up in July. So I have level 2 Reiki coming up for those who want to get their level 2 Reiki and masters. We have that coming in, and I will be doing another level 1 Reiki class, an energy healing class, if you are interested in getting your level 1 and then moving to level 2. And opening up those doorways and learning some more about Ho'oponopono and the energies. So have a fabulous day. I'm going to take my grandson for a walk, the dog for a walk, take him to the park. And I'm going to bring forth the Lord and the Lady to watch over and bless each and every one of you in all you say, in all you be, in all you do. And we're going to do Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. Blessed be everybody. Have a fabulous one. And let's go out with the music. Yeah, let's feed the duck. Feed the duck.